In our first story, the use of polluted water from the Ankobra River in the Evaluate Jomoro Jura municipality of the Western region in cassava dough preparation poses a potential risk to consumers. Irama Smith spent a day with the traders and has come through with the following reports.
The Ankobra River travels to several communities in the Nzima area in the Western region. These communities largely depend on the river for all their daily activities. It is in this direction that some women in the Jura Dominance community have been using water from the Ankobra River to prepare their cassava dough for the market. However, we may be ingesting pathogens causing infections in our bodies because some women who trade in cassava dough have been using water from the highly contaminated Ankobra River to prepare the cassava dough for the market.
The way nsuo n'ani ayɛ ya enye kra nsuo we ye said the book tank we mu a ye to alum 10 cedis edugum ase n'ani na abaye say eni ne ye say ya no ye de mix acheke.
The turbidity is terrible. We buy alum to purify the water so we can use it to mix the cassava dough for acheke, and that's what we all consume at Juraman. We send some to Takoradi, Accra, Kumasi, and in fact across the country. We are pleading with government for an intervention. This is what we drink. You can imagine the chemicals we are consuming.
Even those who are not necessarily operating on the river have directed their waste into the rivers. David Osei works with Hien Puano and he is in charge of the conservation of the Amanzule area.
The Ankobra River is highly polluted with heavy metals like the mercury, lead, and also cyanide and other chemicals that they use. It's heavily polluted.
The water quality manager at the Western Regional Office of the Ghana Water Company Limited, Evans Asamoah-Jima, talks about the dangers from ingesting the contaminated water.
If you consume so much aluminium in water, it has effect on the brain. It's been linked to brain effects, mostly Alzheimer's disease. So it's possible that once you have consumed those things, we could have problem with that disease. That's one. And also the microbial content has not been catered for at all. So we can introduce any pathogenic organism and it's not safe in that regard.
Day in and day out, it becomes more obvious that everyone is at risk from galamsey activities. Whilst government gives the impression that it is fighting the menace, we continue to bear the brunt from the devastation. Irama Smith, TV3 News, Jura Dominance.
Now let's turn our attention to some politics. And President Akufo-Addo, former President John Ejekum Kufuor, Elizabeth Ohene, Joyce Aye, among others, have been named as the Campaign Advisory Council for the MPP in the run-up to the 2024 general elections. The campaign strategist and chair is Okra Member of Parliament Dan Kwekubotwe. The General Secretary of the MPP, Justin Frimpong Kodua, announced the list of the Bawumia 2024 campaign after a crucial National Council meeting.
The campaign strategist and campaign chairman, there's a difference between the flag bearer position. Flag bearer is the overall chairman for the campaign coordinating committee. But the campaign chairman and strategist will be Honorable Dambuchi, former General Secretary, MP for Okre. The campaign, we have two campaign vice chairpersons, Mr. Fred Owari and Nana Akomia, as the two campaign vice chairpersons. We have Honorable Frederick Opariansa as the campaign manager for the 2024 elections, and he will have 3 deputies. For deputy campaign manager in charge of research and administration is Dr. Antoinette Thibault Darkon. Deputy campaign manager for parliamentary campaign will be Honorable Obi Amwa, MP for Kriapim South. Then deputy campaign manager in charge of presidential campaign will be Dr. Ibrahim Anyas. For Electoral Affairs Committee, it will be headed by Chairman Peter McMenu as the chairman for the Electoral Affairs Committee of Campaign 2024.
Alongside, a 3-member committee has been set up to communicate a decision of the party regarding the disputed Yendi primaries to all interested parties.
On Yendi, the National Executive Committee took a decision and has given the matter to a 3-member committee to communicate the decision of the National Executive Committee to all interested parties. And once they communicate the matter to them, and whatever decision that has been taken will further be communicated to our friends from the media. But we feel that we need to speak to the parties first before we come out with the decision of the National Executive Committee.
On the other side, the opposition National Democratic Congress says it will prosecute and retrieve the $12 million spent on the Bauchi Japan royalties deal. Now, according to the party, the expenditure amount constitutes a grave misuse of public funds in the face of mounting need for infrastructure to ease Ghana's burden for the ordinary Ghanaian.
The latest demand follows revelations by the Chief Executive Officer of the Minerals Income Investment Fund, Edward Nanayao, granting that some $12 million was spent as part of processes for the now suspended Ijapa royalties deal. The revelation, according to the NDC, is an unpardonable dissipation of scarce public resources needed for urgent intervention in critical sectors. Communications Officer of the party, Sami Jimfi, vowed all persons will be promptly dealt with by a future NDC government.
That the next NDC government will investigate the stinky $12 million Ejapa scandal, retrieve all illegal payments made under same, and ensure that all the perpetrators are prosecuted. The day of accountability and reckoning is fast approaching, and no one found culpable will be left off the hook by the next NDC Mahama government.
For the NDC, Ghanaians must not trust the Vice President in dealing with such matters.
The appearance fee merchant Bawumia cannot be trusted to fight corruption because he is himself corrupt. The only way Ghanaians can get to the bottom of the litany of corruption acts and scandals involving officials of this government, including Bawumia himself, is for the good people of Ghana to resoundingly boot the MPP out of office on 7 December 2024.
The party, meanwhile, has outdoored committees responsible for executing its election campaign messaging and work. General Secretary Fifi Kweti admonished for hard work to win the 2024 general elections.
We are combating a group that is desperate, a group that is ready to use any shenanigan and all kinds of lies. And it's important for us to be able to let Ghana appreciate that our ideas are not vain ideas, the ideas that are truly grounded on things that are possible and implementable, as opposed to the ideas of a group that have been in power for 8 years and pretending that it's now that they are about to start working and running away from their own policies. So we want to make sure that our flag bearer and the team that we are going to be putting forward through the campaign have a message that is credible, a message that will be able to win the heart of the people of Ghana.
And that's it for the latest news update. You can get more news updates on 3news.com as well as all relevant social media platforms. As of now, we'll bring you all on TV3Newday. Myself and Cookie will be up till 10 a.m.